She sat behind that polished mahogany desk like a queen on a throne, her perfectly manicured fingers drumming against the chessboard she kept in her office. Madison Chen, CEO of the second-largest tech company in Silicon Valley, had a reputation that preceded her. Brilliant, ruthless, and utterly untouchable. At 32, she'd built an empire, but her heart remained locked behind walls no one could penetrate. That's why she made the challenge. Anyone who could beat her at chess could have her hand in marriage. It was a joke, really. A cruel little game she played with the wealthy bachelors who thought they could tame her. But then Daniel walked into her office that Tuesday morning, his daughter's hand clasped tightly in his, and everything Madison thought she knew about winning was about to change. Before we dive into this incredible story, I want to invite you to join our Kindness Whirly family. If stories about compassion and human connection move your heart, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Drop a comment below telling us about a time someone's kindness changed your life. Your like helps us spread these stories to more people who need them. Now, let's continue with Madison and Daniel's unforgettable encounter. Daniel wasn't supposed to be there. He was a software engineer, one level above entry in Madison's massive company, someone she'd never notice in the sea of employees. But his 7-year-old daughter, Emma, had been diagnosed with leukemia 6 months ago, and the medical bills were crushing him. He'd lost his wife to a car accident 3 years prior, and now Emma was all he had. The company's insurance covered most treatments, but there were gaps, expensive gaps that threatened to swallow his savings and his home. He'd requested a meeting to discuss a hardship fund he'd heard existed but was rarely granted. Madison's assistant had mistakenly scheduled him during her lunch hour, the time she usually spent alone with her chessboard, studying games from grandmasters. When Daniel knocked and entered with Emma, Madison's first instinct was irritation. But then she saw the little girl. Bald from chemotherapy, wearing a bright yellow dress that seemed too big for her tiny frame, clutching a stuffed rabbit that had seen better days. Emma's eyes lit up when she saw the chess set. "You play chess?" Emma exclaimed, her voice carrying that particular joy only children possess, the kind that refuses to be dimmed by circumstances. Madison felt something crack in her chest. "I do," she said, her voice softer than she'd intended. "My daddy taught me," Emma said proudly. "He says chess teaches you that every piece matters, even the little pawns." Daniel tried to quiet his daughter, apologizing profusely, explaining why they were there. Madison listened, but her eyes kept drifting to Emma, who had moved closer to the board, studying it with genuine interest. Madison made a decision that surprised even herself. She told Daniel they'd discuss his request, but first, she wanted to play chess with Emma. The game was sweet, innocent. Emma played with the fearless creativity of a child, making moves that defied logic but somehow worked. Madison let her win, and Emma's laughter filled the cold office like sunlight. Then Emma said something that stopped Madison's heart. "Daddy's really good at chess. He's teaching me so I have something to think about during treatments instead of being scared. He says every move in chess is like every day in life. You just gotta make the best choice you can and keep playing." Madison looked at Daniel, then really looked at him. His clothes were worn but clean, his eyes exhausted but kind. There was a quiet strength in him, the kind that comes from loving someone more than yourself. She heard herself say it before she could stop, "Beat me in chess, and I'll grant whatever you need." Then, with a smirk she didn't quite feel, she added, "Beat me, and I'll marry you." Daniel shook his head. "Ma'am, I'm just here for the hardship fund." "I don't need. Are you afraid you'll lose?" Madison challenged, not understanding why she was pushing this. Emma tugged her father's sleeve. "Play, Daddy. For me." So Daniel sat down. He played white. Madison played black. She opened aggressively, her usual style, designed to intimidate and dominate. But Daniel played differently than anyone she'd faced. He didn't play to crush her. He played with patience, with protection, building a defense that was really an offense in disguise. Every move considered not just his position but hers, anticipating, responding, adapting. By move 3, Madison saw it. The trap she'd walked into. Her king was exposed, her queen out of position. His knight and bishop worked in harmony she'd never encountered. It wasn't just that she was going to lose. It was that she'd already lost. She could play it out, drag it to 20 moves, but the outcome was inevitable. She'd been checkmated in 3 moves by someone who wasn't trying to destroy her, just protect what mattered to him. She tipped her king over. "I don't understand," she whispered. "How?" Daniel smiled, sad and genuine. "You play like someone trying to prove something. I play like someone trying to protect someone. Different motivations change everything." Madison sat in silence. Then she did something she hadn't done in years. She started to cry. Not dramatic sobs, just quiet tears that fell without permission. Emma came around the desk and took her hand, this dying child comforting a billionaire. "It's okay to be sad," Emma said. "Daddy says sadness means you have a heart." Madison approved Daniel's hardship fund that day. She also did something else. She started showing up. To the hospital during Emma's treatments. To their small apartment with groceries. Not as a CEO, but as a person. She learned that kindness isn't a transaction, it's a choice you make when nothing requires it. 3 months later, Emma's cancer went into remission. 6 months after that, Madison and Daniel went on their first real date. A year later, they married in a small ceremony where Emma was the flower girl, her hair growing back in soft curls. Madison still plays chess, but now she plays with Emma, and she's learning to play differently. To protect rather than attack. To value every piece, especially the pawns. She learned that sometimes losing a game means winning everything that matters. Kindness, she discovered, is the ultimate checkmate. It's the move that changes the entire board, not by force, but by grace. And the strongest people aren't those who never lose, but those brave enough to let love win.